to come from certain places and certain experiences and live your dream, but also impact that's gonna leave a lasting effect. It's not. I don't think it's like, yeah, you better flex. Like,
yeah. What's up, everybody? Welcome to another edition of Movies and Models. I'm your boy KP, and as usual, joining me is my guy, B More.
I'm here. What's going on?
What's up, man?
Hey, we here. We got. You want to introduce the guest?
I'm gonna introduce him.
Okay.
You know what I mean? It's a rainy day. We could have switched roles, you know, whatever. But I got you, okay? Joining me today, some of my favorite people are in the building. First off, from Detroit, best city of all time. You know what I mean? From Detroit, we got.
What's up?
We got it. That's all. I can't do it the best, okay? Actress, artist, Courtney Elise is in the building, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, Courtney, hey.
hey, what's up, y'all?
What's up? What up, though? Y'all don't know about that. What up, though? Is song we say out there. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
I think everybody knows now.
Do they?
Yeah.
Okay, well, if y'all didn't, now y'all do. Also joined, I'm so excited to have her in the building. Finally, okay? She's busy, but we got her here. Actress, author, activist. The list continues. Ciera Foster's here with us.
Are y'all gonna be real quick?
Yeah, we're going to
You see Courtney's, I want to be like,
yeah, we'll add some extra in there. How y'all ladies doing today?
good.
Good. It's a little rainy out here in LA, but people don't know is like when it rains in LA, like shit just kind of shuts down. People don't really like to do stuff. People can't drive out here for real. We're used to they can't drive for sure.
That's what I was about to say.
Yeah. Well, you know, we from East Coast. See, I forgot where you from.
I came from the Bay Area. I'm from NorCal.
Okay, so yeah, so
so
you one of them ones that can't drive too.
Don't do me. Don't do me.
But
why y'all like that?
But no, I'm not gonna. So since we on that, like you from Detroit, like ain't it different? Like
it
when
is.
you like Detroit when it rains, it's just like a regular day.
It's a regular day.
In LA when it rains, it's like
It's kryptonite.
the traffic is slower. Everybody's getting into an accident.
Accident every 5 minutes out here. I don't know what's wrong with you, Cali people. Like it's just water.
We drive the same speed no matter what weather it is. Like.
But it throws us off out here because people like Ciera that don't know how to drive in the rain. LA folks.
Listen.
Okay, we gotta watch for them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it throws us off.
No, let me tell you how it goes down in LA.
Give it to
you
me.
want to throw me in?
Give it to me. Give it to me.
So people in LA drive crazy. So when you are not from here, because mind you, I am a Californian, but I'm not from LA. No shade to LA, because all the regular LA people are fine. It's the transplant people.
I knew you was gonna say that's always what everybody say.
No, because you didn't throw me out there.
Yeah.
So everybody else is driving crazy, right?
Yeah.
So over time, you become said crazy driver to offset that craziness, and it's a cycle, and we gotta break the cycle.
Oh,
you know,
They like to blame everybody
they
else.
do.
Breaking the cycle is people just need to learn how to drive in
real.
all weather conditions.
For real.
I can't wait.
Whether it's snow,
I can't wait for
rain.
AI to be driving.
Okay. They're gonna
see,
be the worst.
that's-
They might be.
not.
there's always that one
'Cause
person that
y'all
throws out a
can't
way
drive.
worse solution.
Yeah, that's the word. Brandon loves AI.
Here.
Well, yeah, you from Cali. Yeah. AI, I don't know yet. We need
We're
need
used
some more
to the
years.
rain in Northern California. It's a whole different climate in
Like
Northern
what, like San
California than
Francisco?
Southern California.
Like San Francisco is always kind of
the
rainy.
Bay,
huh?
oh my gosh, don't even get me
Is it?
started. It's always cold. Yeah, I'm
I
from,
can't
just
do
disclaimer,
that.
because
I
people
can't
be
do that
getting
cold
mad.
no more.
I'm from Sacramento. I came from the Bay because I was hooping. But obviously similar cultures. But I know people like to lump us all together.
We do.
And, you know, I have much love for the Bay. Like all my teammates from Oakland, Richmond. But
Yeah.
I can't, you know,
Have you been to the Bay?
came from
I
the
have.
city.
You like it out there?
I didn't have the best experience.
What happened?
Oh,
That happened.
Oh my goodness, it was crazy.
Okay, give it to me.
It was crazy.
An exclusive.
I cut some people out.
Yeah.
I was like, you know what? I ain't coming back.
What happened?
Talking about right.
Where were you in the Bay? San
True, that's-
Francisco
yeah.
or...
Oh, you know what I'm thinking about? I'm sorry, this wasn't the Bay. I was in San Diego.
Oh, see?
God.
But I
that was them.
But I have been to the Bay. I have been to the Bay. I went to Sacramento, and I also went. I forgot where, but you guys know Say. Y'all know Say or no?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Okay. Yeah.
Did
Okay.
you notice a difference
He's from
between
the Bay.
LA people and like Bay people? Or is they similar?
No, because when I went to the Bay, I did like one of those outdoor festival concerts.
Oh, you don't get it. It's not.
So I wasn't able to like really interact with people.
Yeah,
and then the second time I went for a comedy show, and
Yeah.
again, in and out.
Yeah. Because they're like the New York, like the New York people on the West Coast. So they're just different. They're not like regular West Coast people. It's cool. I think you would love it. I think you would get along with them because it's very, LA's LA. Like, I'm not going to
People have told me that the Bay is kind of like similar to Detroit as far as like the culture. And
yeah, like there's very cultural, like,
It's
Black
very
Panther
like
started in
aggressive.
Oakland.
It's very loud.
It's you know what it is? It's straightforward because just like people would tell me about people in New York, people would always say, oh, they're mad and they're this. No, they're actually just real, but they're kind. See, the difference is people in LA are nice. So you get a flat tire, it's, oh, I hope you're okay. I'll fix you. You get a flat tire in New York, it's like, you freaking idiot. But they're going to help you fix it.
Yeah.
That's
How
the
could you
difference.
do this? That's my New York accent. That's all I got. I want to move on to some rapid fire questions for y'all. Just so y'all know, icebreakers. People can get to know y'all.
Love a good icebreaker.
Okay, Ciera, starting with you. Favorite karaoke, your go-to karaoke song, excuse me.
Journey. Don't stop
believing. I'm a Glee fan, so I rock with that.
Don't stop. Despite my best, yes. That's a slap. Right?
That's my joint right there. I love that. Yeah, that's great. Courtney.
Go-to karaoke song. I would have to say Deborah Cox, We Can't Be Friends.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Can you give me how that used to go?
To just act like
She could wait to go.
Okay.
She said, now that you asked.
can't be.
Well, that was with RL, right?
Yeah. You know a little R&B, huh?
I remember that.
I never knew.
To just I remember that. Yeah, okay. Yeah. Favorite childhood snacks here?
Favorite childhood snack?
I'm gonna get you some new questions.
I got some moves. I got some.
All these goddamn
I got some new ones I added. I just want to get to these little quick ones. first.
I can't hold you. It probably was cereal, which I really don't eat anymore because it's literally like, it's like crack for
We were
kids.
just talking about how we haven't had cereal in a long time.
And the longest
It's
time.
just full of
Why?
sugar and like high fructose.
It's so
bad for you.
It's so bad.
All of them,
Like,
even
it should be
And
thrown
being in
out.
LA makes you like eat different food.
It definitely
does.
does.
Yeah,
It definitely does.
Yeah.
Even Honey Nut Cheerios, because that's what I would eat still.
And it's funny because
Yeah.
when you go around people who eat like that still, you be like, you still eat cereal?
Cereal.
And they look at you like you don't. Like, you didn't got Hollywood. I got healthy. Right.
Yeah, my homie eats cereal, breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a different kind of situation.
I used to-
He loved I'm like, he tripping.
I don't know. One day I just stopped. I don't even know why.
Yeah.
It's just-
And then when you haven't eaten a while, you taste it and you're like, dang, this is so sweet.
Yeah.
Like,
Or it just tastes different.
it tastes different. Yeah. I lived
They
out of
changed the
country,
cereal
back
too.
home,
It's not
I
the same
could eat
cereal
this
we
food.
used
It's
to have.
not. Like them little Debbie's, the honey buns, the oatmeal pies.
I still
But
make
you know, a lot of that
Disgusting.
stuff is getting banned now.
Oh, you still eat them?
I don't still eat them, but I do. Just my mouth watering them oatmeal cream pies is my joint. So that was one of your favorites?
No,
Snap?
my favorite was Sour Punch straws.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Oh yeah, them real bad boy. They so good.
I used to love the Sour Punch.
And you don't eat them now.
Still love Sour Punch, Sour Patch.
The
You go to the
what
movie
flavor,
theater.
though?
If you
Yeah.
go to the movie theater, you gotta get some Sour Patch Kids.
Yeah,
and some
that's
Sour
true.
Punch straws.
They don't have
What
sour
flavor
punch straws
did
at the
you like?
movies.
They used to.
Yeah, I don't think they had it.
Now the concept of just eating a straight straw of sugar is like crazy.
Crazy.
Like, right?
It's straight
How much
sugar.
you order is crazy.
It's-
Why we so old? You can't eat all that sugar in that one straw. God.
Like, you eating that?
Yeah, you looking like, damn, man, can I enjoy?
We're young presenting.
So straws for you. Okay. Ciera, the world is ending. What is the last
Facts?
movie you're watching?
Sorry.
Oh.
You ain't never lied.
Oh, well, hey.
All right.
What's the last movie you're watching?
That got dark. This is probably gonna be like a very meta experience, but I'm probably gonna watch Endgame. You know me, I'm obsessed with superheroes.
At the same time as
So
World
yeah,
End-
I
mean,
liked Endgame over no, actually I like
That's a
Infinity
good one.
War over Endgame. So
Right.
yeah,
Okay.
You like which one?
Infinity War.
And a lot of people do.
Oh, the
a lot
one
of
where,
people
the
do.
one where everybody disappears.
Yeah, everybody
people do.
disappeared, so it's like it might could be cool. And then at Endgame, it was like it's absolutely not cool.
Yeah, I love, and both of those I
Yeah,
love.
those are
So I
good.
can see that. Courtney?
Probably just watch a classic, Love and Basketball.
Okay.
Like that.
I was gonna say probably. I thought you was gonna pick like I still got her groove back. Or
No thanks.
Wait next. Wait next.
I
Hell.
watched
Just
that
look like her
a couple
vibe.
days ago.
Wait next. Hell.
Yeah.
Like,
Does it still hold up?
It does. It's funny because I was looking at you watch it differently when you're in the industry as opposed to when you're young.
Absolutely.
So I'm studying like Angela Bassett and I'm looking and I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
it's still good. Even Whitney Houston.
Whitney was great in movies. I don't think
Whitney
people
did
like,
great.
She's
People don't
so
give her-
authentic in all her roles.
And
I
what's
feel like.
funny is like people don't talk about that enough.
No, they
They
don't at all.
Like Whitney
the
did.
Bodyguard was great.
She did her thing.
Yeah.
It's certain actors or certain like musicians just come out of nowhere and they
kill
They just
kill
have
it
it.
on the screen. Like, what? How did you even?
Yeah.
They don't need no training. They just automatically got it.
Preacher's Wife. Whitney
Yeah.
was every
Preacher's
time you
Wife,
saw her in something, she was
Bodyguard.
like.
True
Wait until,
multi-talented.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't think
else-
she gets
who
the
else is
iconic
like that?
recognition like she should.
I was about to ask you who Ice-T? Who?
Ice.
No. Okay, not
Ice Cube.
He's who else? What's another artist that just jumped
just
right in?
started
Will Smith
Queen
is going to be the first one I would say.
Tupac.
Yes.
We can't
Tupac.
we can't.
Tupac just
Yes.
came out of nowhere and killed it on like leading a movie. For,
Are you
like,
kidding?
Yeah,
four
that's
movies.
cute.
Tupac went crazy.
Yeah.
But was he not playing himself in every movie?
It doesn't matter. A lot
Does
of
it?
people play themselves.
Okay.
Well, you're
Tell me.
always playing what you would really do under
Yeah.
those
Different versions
circumstances.
of
Like
yourself.
Sanford Meisner said, acting is simply living truthfully under the given imaginary circumstances. So if I was a drug dealer in this situation, what would I do? The worst thing you could do is try to act like something that's totally,
That
doesn't resonate with you at
Came
all.
with a
You're
textbook
fabric-
definition.
That's a good. That's
You know, that applies to life too.
Yeah.
Like if you want to manifest something, if you really believe it, that thing gonna happen. But most people cannot really believe it.
Yeah. Okay, so Pac was
love
one.
that.
So he just right on the screen. He was like that.
Of course,
Who
you
else?
said Queen Latifah.
Queen Latifah.
Latifah.
Unbiased, obviously.
Drake.
Yeah, you. For sure.
Well, Drake.
Drake was.
hasn't.
but he
that
was-
younger.
No, I'm just.
Yeah. I love everything Drake does. Everybody knows that.
Pinkett, she did some music within her
Nah,
career.
she was an actress.
Nah, she was
went to-
actress
she
right out
went
the
to
gate.
Art school.
Ice Cube. Somebody like an Ice Cube.
Ice Cube, Snoop Dogg.
No, I can't give you
What
that.
about
I can't give you
what's
that
his
one.
name? Childish Gambino, but his real name.
Yes, for sure.
a real-
Donald Glover, absolutely.
That's
for
a real
sure.
talented
For sure.
brother right there.
For sure.
For
Like, he
sure.
was acting
Oh,
That's true.
Who you guys that was on
All of a
Power?
sudden just started acting.
Dude, that was on Power.
Who started the reggae music? Rotate. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Was he an artist first and then turned to an
Yeah,
actor?
he's,
Well,
he's
he-
an artist.
Yeah.
But you're still able to do it all.
And
well.
Tyler LaPlay.
I don't know.
I don't know which one that is.
Tyler LaPlay from P Valley.
Miracle Watch. That's Miracle Watch.
Yeah.
Oh, see, I never
He
watched. I
said
didn't watch
that
P
he
Valley.
was doing music and then acting just kind of took off for
You
him.
could basically say the Empire.
Even
cast
though
is-
his
that's the
music
case.
wasn't known.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
You know.
I'll
So
give
that
you
I
that.
guess that probably doesn't
We
count.
miss. I'm gonna come
We're-
back to
we're-
that because we missing some big ones though.
I feel like
Definitely,
there's
it's
so many people we're
definitely
missing.
so many. But Will Smith is always first. Queen Latifah is always first. Cube. I'll give y'all Pac. Donald Glover. Those are like the main ones.
Yeah.
I think that comes to mind.
Yeah.
Oh, and y'all know y'all really missing Mark Wahlberg.
Oh, Eddie Murphy.
Oh, okay. That's
Come
a
on
good
now.
one.
He wasn't
He's
an
a
artist
comedian.
first,
He had that song though.
but he did that as a dare.
But
as
that
bet.
was a great. That was
It's a great
hit.
song, but we talking about artists. They started off as
Okay,
artists first, and then it was like, damn, they were really
But it's
good.
too many stipulations. I can't think on the spot.
Yeah.
Okay.
they gotta be an artist. Like I'm gonna just.
Major artists. It was like number one on the charts, and then all of a sudden they became an actor.
SZA and this new movie.
Yeah,
You saw it?
that's a good one.
It was a killer.
She
You
did
saw the
really.
movie?
I
I
didn't
didn't
see
see
after
it.
that.
Great
Saw
movie.
it? Okay.
Really
she was
good.
dope.
Kiki. I mean, well, she's already an actor, but she does so.
No.
She just do everything good.
She was already, yeah.
Well, according to his stipulations, Kiki
All right,
was
exactly.
all
You gotta be an artist
All right,
first,
all right.
and then that music can't really take off. Love you, Kiki, though, but it ain't, you know. But what was your pick for the movie?
What's the question?
The movie, the world was ending. What's the last movie you would watch?
I'll probably do a comedy, a Friday or something. That's like
I like
classic.
that.
Okay, yeah.
Just laugh.
Just laugh it out.
the world away.
Laugh it out. That's the funniest one for you.
Yeah.
Over.
Mine is Friday After Next, the Christmas one.
He likes that better too.
Nah, Friday. The first
first?
Christmas one is the worst one to me.
Really?
Oh,
I love that
agree.
one.
I agree with that. I think so too. I think next Friday is the funniest.
Next Friday
That's
is the
pretty
fun.
I think next Friday is one, then Friday
Fuck it,
after
I'll watch
that,
them all.
and then Friday. Friday's last to me.
That might be a hot take. I want to ask that. That's I want to say that as your hot take. They gonna tear you up in this motherfucker, baby. Ciera, if you were invisible for a day, what's the first thing you gonna do?
Dang, what you doing making these questions at home like this?
Yeah.
Well, if I was invisible for a day, okay, don't say nothing illegal because you got kids that follow you. If I was invisible for a day, listen. At this point, I'll be up in that White House seeing what's going on.
Okay.
I'm trying to see what's going on. So I
Turn to a spy.
So I can get the real tea.
Yeah.
Because I got to know.
Yeah.
Because who cares what else I do if we don't know what's going on over there? That's probably
That's solid.
That's probably what I do.
Yeah.
See what's really going on.
I can see that. Yeah, turn into a little spy and get all the info.
Yeah.
Courtney?
If I was invisible for a day, I would probably just
No, tell us the
I would
real.
just go over people's house that I know and just watch them.
All right.
Try to see what's going on in there.
I like honesty.
She was lying, nigga. You ain't sleep. Like,
I mean, how are you really living?
Yeah.
Let's see the real you, because if you think about it, people are their most authentic selves when they're by themselves.
For sure.
So I would want to see how you are by yourself.
That's solid. Brandon, what would you do?
invisible for a day. Nigga, y'all tripping. I'm going to the bank, bro. Let's keep it real.
Yeah, I imagine that's
The bank.
yeah.
I'm looking at Elon Musk's crypto password.
Okay.
I'm getting this login. I'm stripping them bitcoins to my account.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
idea.
Yeah.
Like, what are we doing?
Yeah.
What are we talking about?
I feel you.
No one ever know it was me.
I feel it.
Ciera, if you were coming out on stage,
You have to answer the question.
huh?
You
Yeah,
have to
what would
answer-
you do?
Probably about the same thing.
No.
You
Run it
know,
up.
run it up. Run it up. I'm in these pockets. I'm in these accounts. Back to the crib. Why not?
Hilarious.
Ciera, you coming out on stage, big stage. What would your intro song be?
Oh man, I wish I would have known this before.
I know what Courtney's gonna be.
I don't know why I'm thinking that song. I probably
No.
shouldn't say it.
Say it.
It'll probably Flex by Rich Homie Quan.
Really?
What is that?
What is it? It's something. Is it Rich Flex or something?
Sing it.
You know. I'm just saying. Like at the end of the day,
Yeah.
when you are able to come from certain places and certain experiences and live your dream, but also impact that's gonna leave a lasting effect. It's not. I don't think it's like, yeah, you better flex. Like that's
Sure.
a flex. Like my impact is my flex. So I feel good about that, and also making impact cool.
Yeah.
So you gotta flex it
that.
sometimes.
Courtney, what's your song?
I don't know if this will be my song, but I'm gonna just say the first song that came to mind.
Okay.
It's gonna be Jay-Z Encore.
Ooh,
Okay.
that's a good one.
Can I
That's
get
a good
an
one.
encore?
That's a good one. That's a
Okay,
good one. I like it.
yeah. Brandon, you got one?
Nah, I can't. Come back to me on that.
Okay. And I'm gonna go back to the other question. If you could become an expert in anything, Ciera, what would it be?
Honestly,
Instantly, an expert.
it would probably be history. Like I'm obsessed with history, and I feel like if you really understand history, it helps you to propel the future. So
Here's my follow up on the expert question. If you become an expert at history, like what would you do to like? What would be the first thing you do to help people?
So I don't think that we have been really taught full history, not just Black history, that's obvious, but like history in totality. Like there's people who still don't know that Egypt is in Africa, or that they don't know where like civilization started and all these type of things. And I just think that if we really truly understood history, the way we approach the world, the way we approach infrastructure in the world, and the way we approach interacting with each other in the world, like for example tariffs and things like that, like we know for us to function as a thriving society, we have always traded. There's surpluses of different natural resources in different countries that we don't have in our country. So like certain ideas of how to solve things wouldn't even be an option because we'd have a fuller understanding.
Oh yeah, so you know your stuff.
Okay.
Okay.
I like that.
And I do too. Courtney, what's your?
I was thinking I would be a chemist.
That's fine.
And then what would you do with it?
Yeah,
Because
please.
for me, I'm very into like the holistic route.
Really?
With certain things, like anything I'm going through health wise, I'm always trying to go the natural.
Yeah. And we need that.
Yes.
More than
So
ever.
as a chemist, I'll just be coming up with different cures and
Okay.
things
I
like
can see.
that.
Okay, nice.
To help heal the world.
Yeah.
And then they'd have to put you in witness protection.
I was just about to say that. Oh God,
Exactly.
you wouldn't get one cure off. They had you locked away in the darkest cell in government.
They gonna take you out.
You out of here.
I'm actually not gonna announce it, or anyone isn't gonna know.
You just gonna be like
I'm
it's gonna be some
like a
quiet,
low-key dealer.
like a V for Vendetta.
Right.
Slanging
She gonna be
cancer
killing
drugs,
right.
slanging cancer cures on the corners.
Yes.
Okay. Give me a hot take about a TV show or film, Ciera.
Oof.
Hot take.
Just in general?
I mean, what one of yours? Like I see,
Okay.
like how Courtney was like, Friday is the least funniest.
Oh, well, I would say, just in that same energy, what comes to mind is the fact that I've spent the larger part, the initial part, not now, of my career being mistaken for Katie Albert all the time, which isn't,
Okay.
Yeah. It's not bad. Like, it's a total compliment.
I can see that.
So, yeah, like, I've been followed by the paparazzi. Her own family has, like, come up to me and, like, bear hug me when I was in college. Like, hey,
Look at that.
her manager was like, I'm going to see you, but you're here. I'm like, no.
No. Slow down.
It's me.
Yeah.
It doesn't happen anymore.
Okay.
More people know who I am, but so that's kind of interesting.
Nice. Are you gonna stick with yours with Friday being? I know you got some. I know you got a lot of hot takes.
Speak on something else. A hot take for me is that Beauty and Black, the new Tyler Perry series that just released.
Okay.
I didn't like it. Respectfully though, love Tyler Perry, love the work that he has done for us as a community. But
You sound just like me.
that's my.
I do this with Brandon all the time.
Yeah.
But you said it verbatim how I say it. Love Tyler. Love you.
Love him.
Love what you
respect him,
do.
everything he's done for
Just
the community.
not a fan.
Just not a
what
fan
you
of
be
it.
Put,
Of the Beauty and
Can't
Black.
wait for season 2 of Beauty and the Black.
Who came?
Who you?
Did you watch it, Ciera?
I didn't.
Yeah.
Okay.
I didn't.
Do you watch Tyler Perry stuff? Here go the hot take. Everybody pay attention.
I be trying to change the laws. So I don't be watching TV like that.
Oh yeah, okay. That's how she get out of it.
I'm not gonna lie.
She's slick.
Which I want me to say.
So Beauty and Black, that's the one where they had the funeral at the beginning, right?
No, Beauty and the Black is with the stripper that is trying to get into the beauty industry, and they got the crazy family. Everybody angry in that show.
Yeah.
And there's not a good person in that motherfucker. Okay.
I will say this because I've went out for all those shows. I've been pinned for some of those shows, and I have the same sentiment as Courtney. But I do take my hat off to you, Courtney, and to you too, KP, because a lot of people, they feel like, especially in our community, that you can't say you don't like something.
Yeah,
that's society at large, but
it's
especially if it's by a certain producer.
For sure.
Yeah.
And it's like,
and I would love to work with Tyler Perry. I actually auditioned for a role in the Beauty and Black.
You would have been great.
But again,
The road to T was.
what made you think that?
I just,
Got the same energy.
Yeah.
But moving forward is just, I just feel like I just didn't.
And you saw it and was like-
respectfully though.
It's shot great.
Yeah.
Production's phenomenal. It's just
For sure.
It's just a lot.
Production's
But we.
So what don't y'all like about that show?
I let Courtney go. I get it.
I'm
Can't say you don't like something and don't have you can't say you don't like something and don't have a valid reason why.
I'm gonna say I didn't. I just want to be respectful though, because I don't want to. But I will say I didn't like.
You just told me we ain't have to be respectful. You said we can talk how we want.
Well, you're the podcast.
Oh yeah.
I'm still trying to get a job.
That's why I said I ain't see it.
I'm trying to get
Getting down. You seen it.
Right.
I ain't seen it.
Anyways, can Courtney answer the question?
What didn't you like?
So the thing for me that I don't like about a lot of Tyler stuff, the overly dramatic aspect of things, I think is the stories for me a lot of times I'm not a big fan of. I do appreciate some of the acting performances and a good portion of his things. Some people really go in and kill it, but then a lot of times I'm like,
Yeah, I feel like he could have had some stronger actors. I will say that.
And we talked to he only does like 1 take, 2 take kind of things because they shoot so quickly.
So the acting wasn't strong enough for you.
Acting wasn't strong enough.
The storyline was cool,
bro. You know how I feel about for us as black people. I'm always about why can't we do more different genres of something. I know Tyler has a certain specific lane and he likes to stick in, but I'm like, bro, do we have to look like
666
this? And I appreciate that.
What the Triple Eights?
You don't even know the name of the shit.
I know the.
Did you watch that one? Okay.
I know those girls though. They're great.
I'm sorry.
666 with Kerry Washington and
Oh, I didn't. But that was something different.
Yeah, I want to see that.
Which I want to see more of
Blues.
that from Tyler.
But
he jumps around. He does Jazz Man's Blues, then he does Beauty and the Black.
But this is something that people need to understand as well. Tyler has a lane.
For sure.
And in his lane, he has progressed so well in that. And you have to understand, even with singers, let's say Keisha Cole, she does well singing about sad love songs. Yeah. That's her lane. So when people be like, I want to see you do something different, sometimes it doesn't always work for them. It's best to just stick in your lane and go 100 at that.
Facts.
And I feel like his lane is dramatic, black movie.
Trauma, chaos.
That's his lane.
But if you listen to watch his documentary that his ex did about him, if you watch his documentary and you hear his story, or you even just hear him talk, you think that was his experience. You know what I mean? That was his experience, and that's his truth. And that's what he says. And I think it's cathartic for him. And I think that as artists, like whatever our thing is, whether it's rapping or acting or whatever it is. I have to be inspired. Like, even something mad sad will inspire you, if that's how you want to express yourself. So if you're not inspired to make something, that's why everybody I work with, whether it's a videographer, photographer, cinematographer, director, doesn't matter. I want them to feel inspired about the work, because if you're not inspired, then the audience is not going to be inspired. You know what I mean? I think, and that's when we see people, some people can do it all. We were talking about the multi-hyphens. But that's when we see certain people dip into other things, or, prime example, I mean, maybe it's not a good example, but remember when Pink first came out, she was doing R&B? Yeah. But I felt like, and it was There You Go, and it was dope. We liked it. It was dope. She's good. She's killing it. But she went into, like, pop and, like, took off to another stratosphere because that's her passion.
That's her real,
that's who she is.
I can see that.
So I think we just got to accept that about people. But it's also mad cool to be like, that's not for me.
It's not. And I think my thing, which I express to Brandon quite often, is, Tyler Perry has the means to do whatever he wants with his own company, you know what I mean? But he also can employ and bring in others to do different things. You know what I'm saying? So why not do that? Why keep giving us this
because he's succeeding in that?
But if you bring in Courtney to come we and give us
other people. We have Jordan Peels. We have people that's bringing us different.
We don't have
all the time.
But we don't have many for us.
That's true.
Give us another one.
We don't.
Tyler and Jordan Peele. Next.
We have many.
Give us another.
Every black filmmaker has a different genre.
Okay, but on the level of a Jordan Peele and Tyler Perry.
Yes, we just
50. 50. You can say 50.
We just had Will Packer. We have
I'll give you Will Packer.
Spike Lee.
We got
Ryan Coogler.
We got
Coogler there.
We got a gang of them. They all do different stuff, and it's like you want Tyler Perry to do what Ryan Coogler's doing, and it's like why?
I want Tyler Perry to bring in people.
So I have a question, because I feel like this is like the heart of the matter. Just because I'm curious, do y'all feel, this is my only question, I'm not gonna be asking questions, but I feel like it's the underlying thing. Do you, because I feel like this is a big thing in our community and it translates a lot into entertainment and artistry. Do you all feel like when one of us makes it to a certain level that we have an obligation? Because on one hand, I can see both ways. I can kind of hear, I'm not saying you're saying this corny, but I do think there's so much validity, and like he's successful in that lane, so he keeps doing that. But then you're saying, well, you can bring somebody else. You have the biggest lot, I think out of all the lots, the studios.
All the lot, yeah.
So it's like, but it's like, it's not his obligation. I'm just curious to what you guys think, because I think this is a big thing in our community.
It's not his obligation.
But Tyler Perry also does, like, he's given the most opportunities to black folks.
He started a lot of careers.
For sure.
Why do we put so much pressure on Tyler Perry? Why aren't we having this same energy with Will Packer? Or why aren't we having this same energy with someone else? I feel like Tyler Perry gets a lot of pressure from our community with
to
stuff
do
like
more.
that. Yeah.
Nigga,
Yeah.
I'm doing everything.
You know what it is?
Yeah.
Maybe it's not. Maybe
He on
it's
the tour. He like,
you know what it is. So you know what it is.
Y'all help?
But you know what it is with Tyler. It's not about just doing more. I think us now as a community with so much content that's put out and how things are progressing in film and TV. I think we just want Tyler to do better. Do
He's
better.
he's
Make
doing
better.
the best.
The guy with the drums.
Make better. Make
doing the best.
Make better.
that drummer.
Make better shit.
He's doing.
Beauty in the Black
he's
is
doing
not-
the best
That's
on
gonna be a
everything.
shirt.
And here's the thing. The problem with black people a lot of times we just let it all slide.
Just let me wear one.
I'm gonna send you one.
All right,
Jones, we'll be stuck on Tyler all day over here.
to the
But piggybacking off of this, the genres. Like I said, we're big movie and TV buffs. What are your favorite genres to watch to get engulfed in?
You go ahead, 'cause I keep answering.
I would say psychological thrillers.
He love those. Black
I
women love psychological
that's
thrillers.
what Tyler Perry makes. I'm not trying to get
Yeah,
back. But that's why he makes them,
Yeah.
because black
There's
women
a
like that.
demographic.
They fucking do.
I don't think that Tyler Perry makes psychological thrillers.
Okay.
So I'm gonna have to disagree with you.
It's different.
I think that he's more just drama based.
Okay.
I feel like a psychological thriller would be something like Bates Motel. I don't know if you guys have seen
Come on,
yes.
that.
Yes.
You know, like
Carry
You,
On? Did you see
or
Carry
even
On?
like a You.
Yeah, yeah.
Like to me,
yeah.
that's a psychological thriller.
Good
Those
shit.
go deep.
Where you don't know where it's gonna go.
Exactly.
You know.
Those go deep. Yeah.
Good for
Okay, psychological. Sierra.
For me, it's comedy.
It's not action.
Huh?
You love superhero stuff more. It's not action.
That's probably her favorite thing to be in, maybe.
That's like my favorite thing to be in. But so here's the thing: I could be going through something and like I gotta go make an action movie. Okay, that does make me pretty happy. But
Yeah.
the thing is, there's something just so healing about comedy, and I can watch a comedy over and over. I'm not always in the mood for an action movie. I often am, but not always. I'm always in the mood for a comedy.
Okay.
Yeah, stand up.
Yeah, I mean, you always in the mood for psychological thriller. I feel like you gotta be in a place.
I'm always in the mood.
Oh my god. Jeez.
And you know what? I think they just get me going. Like, oh my god, I gotta walk on through. I gotta take a break because it's just so much stress when I'm watching.
You like this
You
shit.
want that?
Because I feel like you have to capture and trigger people's emotions. If I'm watching something and I'm not feeling it, or if my emotions aren't fluctuating, you're not moving me. You see what I'm saying? I think that's the purpose of art.
Yeah.
So if I'm watching something, I want to be moved by it. And a lot of things I'm not, it's typical. Oh, I figured that was going to happen. I knew that was
Do you
gonna
watch
happen.
Black Mirror?
Yes.
That's good. Now
Yes.
that I have watched, and
Okay.
those like I can binge on those.
Yes.
Okay.
Black Mirror is good as well.
Nice, nice. All right, well, let's move. Brandon, take us in the Hollywood hot seat.
The Grammys.
Grammys.
The Grammys.
That's all that really happened.
We can go so many different directions with it. I'm gonna start with, let's just like give a shout out to Kendrick and Beyonce
Absolutely.
for sweeping that thing.
Yeah, yeah.
Kendrick won 5, Beyonce won 2 for her first time winning album of the year out of all the albums.
Do you think, that's what I was about to ask you, do you think, because there's a lot of controversy, do you think she should have won Best Album, or do you think she should have won for another album previously?
She should have won this year for Best Album for sure, but of course, like she should have been won a long time ago.
I agree.
Yeah.
So you agree she should have won this year for sure? Because you know the controversy, she shouldn't have won this year. Cowboy Carter isn't the best album. Billie Eilish was cracking.
Billie Eilish is fire.
Billie Eilish, who else was?
I
forgot
love
who else.
Billy.
Yeah, she's a short and just a great
Everybody did
person.
good, but this was the best.
This was
album.
this was her
I
this
agree.
was her time.
This
Okay.
was.
So do y'all think? Because I had a friend say this, who's a musician. She said the fact that Beyonce, this not me, this my friend.
Oh yeah, you
Don't
gotta
edit
clear,
me up.
you gotta
I don't even
clear
wanna
it
say
up.
because this internet will do you in.
No, edits, bro.
Yeah, it had been said
Uh-huh.
that her winning Best Country Album. So I feel like we have to acknowledge that, right? 'Cause
Yeah,
it was
for
such
sure.
a snub at the Country Music
Yep.
Awards. She wasn't nominated for anything. So this friend said that her getting an award for Best Country Album was ridiculous. I don't agree, but being a debater and coming from like I cannot agree with someone but still understand the basis of their argument.
Yeah.
So I do understand because even Beyonce herself, you know, said this. Remember when she first put out the like tease us with that Cowboy Carter was coming. This is not a country album. This is a Beyonce album. How do you guys feel about that?
I know you listen.
Because everybody knows she deserved
It's
album of the
still
year
a
at some
country
point.
album.
She should have been had it.
It's
absolutely.
still a country album, and it's still the best country album.
And to piggyback off of that, they also are saying because of Jay-Z's speech last year about her not winning, that this is the reason why she won it this year, because Jay-Z said something. That's what they said.
I think her
Closed
work
mouth don't
speaks for
get fed.
You know what I'm
itself.
saying?
Right, that's his
But why was he
right.
lying
Yeah.
though?
That's his right.
No, he was, and he wasn't lying. They've been playing.
You know,
You see,
Beyonce not really gonna say much, so he gonna speak.
Yeah.
up.
and the Weeknd did the same thing. The Weeknd was talking shit about the Grammys for years and was boycotting it. And you see how they apologized and brought him back. He
Yeah.
gave a fire performance. You didn't see that, huh?
No, I didn't.
He had been, what was it, like 6-7 years or however long? He was going back and forth with it. I'm not fucking Grammys.
What I
Fuck the
love
Grammys,
is
fuck
they
the Grammys.
finally let Chris Brown get his.
Oh yeah,
That's
well
true, too.
deserved.
Yeah.
That's true,
Well
too.
deserved.
Well overdue.
Grammys was great this year.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
another moment that was bigger than the Grammys was Kanye's wife
It
outfit.
was the biggest moment.
It was big. It was the most Googled search, as he said. I guess it was. Did you
Google it?
see that?
I seen it.
Yes.
And I loved it.
You loved
I'm
it.
here for it.
You're here for that.
Pop off.
What did
Pop
you,
off.
What did you like about?
What did you
Bianca?
I just enjoy people being free and
Okay.
expressing themselves and being themselves and not really caring what anyone has to say. I just enjoyed that take of living in your truth and doing
You
you.
could do that?
So
That's. What
I'm not
she
saying
is.
that's something that I would do, but I'm
Yes.
just saying that I love that for them.
Do you think that should have repercussions?
No.
No?
Why?
Because you got a whole naked person in the open. Is that like a,
In the office.
I can't just walk down.
Brandon can't do that.
naked right
She had
now.
a coat.
she had no coat on?
She did have a coat. She took the coat off when she got on the carpet.
Then you naked on the carpet in front of everybody. That's not
She
a. That's
takes
not
a
a.
couple flicks and she gonna
Indecent.
pop the coat back on.
So if Kanye did that, would it have been a?
She said she's gonna take a couple.
Flicks.
All right.
Yeah, Ciera, did you see the outfit?
I seen it.
Did you like the
Did we
outfit?
call it an outfit?
Well, it was a sheer covering.
It was a piece
You
of
know-
fabric.
I think I
It was a filter.
am going to be the first one to advocate for people's rights and freedoms and self-expression.
Okay,
At the same time, you are naked in public.
you are naked in
There was
public.
literally the shot of I think Felicia, she's a former president of the Academy. Her son was peeking around.
I saw that.
Yeah, it went viral. I mean,
It was
that's a
kids.
child, as someone who's been a teacher and stuff. It's just like kids is gonna see that. I remember, so I'm
They're
all for,
searching
like,
it. They search
freedom,
all the kids are searching that right now. Yeah.
But I think that when you're a celebrity, you get. I mean, you get away with certain stuff that that would never happen. And I just think that at some point we have to have some balance. So as far as them being free, I don't think, because there's a lot. I've met Kanye. I've prayed with Kanye, and so I'm rooting for Kanye. I don't agree with everything he does, but I'm rooting for him. I'm
Okay.
rooting for Bianca. But for me personally, I wasn't here for it. But I'm also not the type of person that I'm super
And then-
pressed and mad about it. I just
And
think
then
as a
now that
society,
she
we
said
gotta
that,
be
when does it come to a point where your freedom crosses into my I ain't trying to see.
I'm
that.
not trying to see all that. And here's
Right.
another thing.
And not just me, but like you said, it's kids. It's that was all over Instagram, TikTok,
Yeah.
just straight nudity
Yeah.
on TikTok. It's like that's
There's no
And
repercussions.
it's hyper
That's the only thing.
sexualization. If there's a time and space for it, then that's fine. But a public domain like that, for me personally, it just didn't do nothing for me. I think there's other ways you can get attention. And it's not it was oh, this is a super fire outfit. It's just you naked.
Great body. I mean, that's
Super
what
Great,
they-
beautiful
super fire
woman.
body.
Beautiful
You know?
woman. But if, let's say Jelly Roll respectfully would have did that, people would have been mad. You know what I mean? That's what I'm
For
saying.
sure.
We don't treat people. People don't. It's real.
How could he?
It's real. How dare he?
Oh, look at
And that's
this.
just how
My
crazy
kids
our
have to see this.
Yeah.
that's how crazy our society is. And they're also showing, this is the last thing I'm off with, but I'm just saying something to consider, because I consider things. I want people to be free and do what they do. But we're also showing young ladies and young boys that's just cool to just be naked like that.
Me and Brandon we have these conversations quite often. And Brandon always mentions everything nowadays is clout. Everything now is for clickbait.
Right.
And that's why it was for shock value, because Kanye wanted to be bigger than the Grammys.
Exactly.
He wanted his moment to be bigger than whatever was happening at the Grammys.
It was.
And it
used
was.
his wife
And he used
to
his
do
wife
it.
to do so, and she
His
might not
wife.
mind, whatever, but that's what it was.
Yeah, I
don't
was
like- I don't like
unaware
the-
that there were any children out there.
Oh yeah, they had kids out there. They had them in the pictures like this.
Yeah, I didn't. Yeah,
It was kids and cheeks.
You know what I mean? Hey, Adrian, did you see that? Did you see the Kanye? You're in fashion. Did you see the Kanye and wife? How do you feel about that?
Cheering in cheeks.
Cheering.
Kanye West, that's it.
What do you expect?
Yeah.
They wanted to
He's
get.
gonna expose women,
Is okay.
and he's selling the dress, correct?
Is he?
That dress is for sale on Yeezy.com. Go get it if that's what you like.
Can I say, as an entrepreneur, though, I feel like it's great. As an entrepreneur,
I didn't know
as an
that.
entrepreneur, I'm like,
I didn't know
to
that.
give you a thong
Okay.
and not get in no trouble and then sell you the thong, I'm just
He
like,
didn't have no thong on.
no, I'm just giving it an
Oh, yeah.
example.
Oh, yeah.
The thong would have been the most clothes that was had.
Yeah, that was it. I didn't know that was for sale.
$20 dress.
They came
Everything's 20.
they came and took pictures and left because that was what they were there for, just for that moment.
Well, somebody
And it
said he
worked.
wasn't invited. I don't want to start that, but I don't know if you guys know anything about that.
Yeah, dying.
I don't know.
They said, I think the Grammy said he wasn't because he was nominated for
I doubt
something.
that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
He also
Yeah.
had a commercial.
Yeah, I can
I think I
compartmentalize.
did see
Like,
the
it was
commercial.
genius promotion because he truly is a genius.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He made the most money that night, huh?
I probably went right to the website. I want that.
Yeah.
You bought it, Courtney?
Didn't
Okay.
I just say, I said 1,000 times, I wouldn't do it.
Okay. Not that dress.
But
you can put other stuff under it.
But knowing Kanye West and what he does, I mean, it's expected. It
Yeah.
wasn't. To me, I wasn't shocked. It's like, oh.
Yeah, I wasn't. Yeah.
Okay.
Because the question was like, how do we feel about it? But like
Yeah.
shocked, I was shocked. I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, exactly.
I was shocked. I was, oh my God,
Yeah.
my eyes.
I mean-
I did that. I
Why-
can't
This
believe
girl, nothing shocks
Wait,
me
why
anymore.
do we keep saying Kanye did it and Bianca did it?
That's a whole nother
Because
conversation.
you can't
If you
blame,
look at the
you
I ain't
can't
got no
blame
blame
women,
out.
buddy. You know that. Don't
Because
do
I'm
that.
pretty sure he said, we're going to the Grammys. I want you to put this on. I want you to do this.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure you think that she was like, oh no, I want to wear this and I don't want to wear anything under it.
Well,
She
they
had-
were talking,
That's
and
how
that's
she
a
is.
that's
That's
the
what she
nuance I want to get into. That's a whole nother thing, right? Because 90% of body language is nonverbal, but they were actually having a verbal dialogue prior, and
Yes.
people were posting it. You saw,
I seen
and
that.
she was saying, "I don't want to take the coat off." So
Oh.
it's like, what are we talking about?
Oh, she
like,
said that.
what are we
Oh.
showing people? Like, what are we really showing people?
Oh, I
You know
didn't
what I'm
see that.
saying? I think I'll say
missed
this:
that.
when Mike Tyson said it best. When you are favored by God, which clearly Kanye is, you are also favored by the devil. I think he just, you know,
Mike said that. Mike
We calling Mike Tyson now. We gotta.
Mike
What's
is,
next?
I didn't know. Mike is up. He's saying that.
oh, Bianca can be
Mike-
naked, but we can't quote Mike Tyson.
is a
'Cause y'all-
philosopher
okay.
now.
Nah, okay.
right.
Hey, I love Mike. Shifting gears, Ciera, give it to me, okay? Start to finish. You've been in quite a bit. You're an author now. You start doing teaching. How did that start for you?
So I have to take it actually to a year ago this
Okay.
month. My film came out, A Hip Hop Story. Shout out Affion Crockett, starring
So,
Wayne
hilarious.
Brady, Cedric The
Hilarious
Entertainer.
parody, yep.
Directed by Daniel Radcliffe, and it was Lil Rel in it. Shout out Lil Rel. And I got to play Queen Latifah, and I got to rap, and that was a dream for me. That's why when you said Queen Latifah, I always was a living single fan. Grew up with her. My mom looked just like her. Shout out to you, Mama.
Shout out, Mama. You looking like
I had to rap for the road because Affion, you don't play.
Holy,
But
yeah.
you know, I had for some time. I don't want to say sacrifice because everything worth having is worth sacrifice, but set some things aside because one of my goals was I want to be, because this movie's in Mom's Pocket, I wanted to be a movie in theaters. Like that was my goal, right? Mm-hmm. And so I became the first woman of color to lead a comic book or comic universe franchise ever. Which I feel like I don't talk about it, but
Yeah.
ever.
I don't think it's happened again.
No, like
Hasn't
back in
happened again,
2015, 2016, remind you, there was no Black Panther then.
Yep.
It was not all this, we seen it roll back a little bit with DI, but all these Black actors at the forefront. So for me to be, this was on the precipice of the Me Too movement. So for me to be a Black woman, that was pretty huge. 22 million people
absolutely.
saw our show. So that's always something that I felt a responsibility. You know, I'm blessed. I remember people used to this is what we go back to, living truthfully, and I'll tie this all together under them given imaginary circumstances. I used to go up to people when I was in acting school right out of college after I stopped hooping, and I was like, hey, my name is Ciera, I'm a superhero. And they'd be like, you don't even got no regular job, like you ain't got one acting credit.
Yeah.
But it happened. And so check that off. Then I get to play Queen Latifah so many years later, doing a lot of activism in between, and playing an icon, ensemble cast, people I grew up loving,
Dope
huge
cast.
movie,
Yep.
super funny, great time. And I ended up deciding, just got signed to a new agency with, I had a manager for everything. Like I had like almost 10 managers at this agency, or yeah. And they were sending me out to agents. I was going out for Tyler Perry stuff and different stuff. And something in my spirit, I just felt like not at peace. And, you know, a lot of times we want something, and then when we get it, we think like, I'm going to be super rich when this happens, right? And then God is like, I'm going to give it to you because you wanted it, but it might hit different. So I said, God, what do you want me to do? And I ended up getting rid of my managers. And because I just couldn't see myself driving all over town. And I love acting. Like, I'm definitely not done acting. But really using my platform and the blessings that I have of like having this historic role, like just not in just in Black history, but in film history and in history to, you know, I did Comic-Con all around the world for years doing that, but like really just stepping into like being a teacher, which I became during COVID to address the teaching disparities because our industry was on strike. And so just to bring it home, having that experience of seeing like kids be so far behind because of COVID, because like we've always been behind as a nation. Nobody likes to talk about it.
Oh, yeah, we
there's that
know.
great clip, that film, you know, when they say, why is our nation so great? And the guy goes in, he's like, we're 46 education, we're this and this. And it's really like that. And so I say all that to say, I just realized being a part of Black history and being a teacher that the history that I was able to learn, because my mom didn't have a babysitter, so I was in college history, Black African American studies classes with her, wasn't what I was getting as a kid, and that's never been lost on me, and it's also not what these kids are getting. And with AI, my concern is that soon we won't even know our history. You know what I mean? That's why books were banned, so it was important for me to make a book. So I prayed to God, what do you want me to do? And 3 a.m. he woke me up one day, he said, make a book that turns real-life Black inventors into superheroes, and their inventions are their powers, to promote literacy and to teach our history. And so that right there has been a joy of my life.
3 a.m.
What's the name of your book?
It's called Thank you so much. It's called The Super Marvelous World of Black Inventors. It's on Barnes & Noble. We just got Barnes & Noble yesterday.
Oh, big.
Let's
that.
Black History Month is this month. But
It's this month.
It's every month. And, you know, it's not, I'll just end with this. It's not just, one, it's super inspiring. There's times I wanted to quit. I went through many things. You know, I had pretty much given up everything for a year, like, you know, that I had built, like coming off all this, you know, press and stuff for the movie. And when I researched about these inventors, seeing what they went through, like, these are people who were banned from reading, right? Garrett Morgan, he invented the stoplight, but he also invented the gas mask. America wouldn't buy the patent from him. And then
I didn't know that at all.
yeah, and then during the World War, they was getting cracked out there. They were getting jacked up, and they were using urine for the pneumonia to diffuse a gas. And what ended up happening is a group of miners back home in the States got trapped into a fire. He put it on himself, real superhero like, because it's in us, not on us, and he saved all of them by himself. So then America bought the patent from him, and that invention is still saving lives today. We truly did build this country, so that kept me going a lot. And now God is just so faithful, because when I tell you I have not stopped with like book signings and different things, because God knew that we would come to a point now where my book would be finished and Black history would be actively erased, and Black History Month would actively get mandated by the government to be canceled. And we just not.
They don't teach a lot of Black history in school, because they definitely didn't teach me about him in Detroit public schools.
Black history is American
Detroit
history.
public schools is a, you know, they don't teach a
The
lot.
of the gas mask?
They taught you about the inventor
I
gas
never
mask?
learned about that.
I definitely learned.
Did you learn about that?
No.
You ain't learned
We did
that.
the home security system. We helped invent a supercomputer. We invented virtual reality. That was a Black woman. So 3D, any 3D movie.
All I know is George Washington
Anytime you send an email,
Carver.
that's a Black person.
George Washington Carver did the peanut butter.
Oh, he in there too.
Yeah, that's that. Who else?
I had to throw in the goodies. You know, the oldies goodies.
I feel like it was only a couple.
Louis
and I don't want to
Lattimore
call them
did
the
one.
basics.
For the light bulb.
It was just a couple
Yeah.
that we were taught.
You know,
Maybe
the
like-
light bulb couldn't even illuminate like a whole space until Louis Lattimore invented the filament.
No,
There's so
it is.
many things.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I gotta look at the book myself.
Go check it.
You know?
Super Marvelous for the
Because
eyeliner.
they-
Super Marvelous for the
but
Black
they-
Inventors. Volume 1 now on
but
Barnes & Noble and
they-
Amazon.
They never taught us more, information like that. For supposedly in Brandon's college, high school, they did.
You weren't paying attention in school.
I promise you.
Conversation, bro.
I was great in school, but they didn't. Yeah, see, they didn't teach
I didn't
me
get
that.
taught any of this, and I just remember, and I'm just curious if you guys had this experience. I just remember I kept learning about the same people, Harriet Tubman.
Same people. That's what I'm talking about.
And
We have the same people.
I kept learning about it was just like slavery,
Yeah,
like just
same
like,
people.
and we started civilization, we started architecture, we started geometry, like all of that came from Africa. Like all the greatest philosophers, Aristotle, Socrates, they learned from African people. Like, so yeah, don't get me started. But yeah, that's what I've been doing these
Now that we
days.
passed it, all I
Yes.
remember is the British Tea Party.
Oh my God.
That's what they was teaching us.
Yeah.
Was all of that in history.
No, for real, they
You know
were.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
and then they add in a little sprinkle.
Yeah.
You had George Washington Carver. That's my homie. I remember George Washington. But then you get so much other like.
But they say he
American
invented the
history.
peanut, and he did find over 300 uses for the peanut. But he also did so many more things. He was the most prolific, according to Franklin D. Roosevelt, the most prolific architectural scientist of the 20th century. Like
they didn't give me all that.
yeah, and we learned just a
Wanted
smidgen.
peanuts.
We learned just a smidgen.
Corey, you knew that? I didn't think so.
Yeah, like-
they don't give us all
The
that.
uses for the peanut are like in insecticides, charcoal, hair products, lotion. Like he did all of that. The
Weird.
peanut is the least, and he saved the Southern economy because after cotton wasn't it no more, the South, they had lost the war. They were broke, like they were losing, in the Industrial Revolution in the North. So when he discovered all these uses for the peanut, and they started growing a lot of peanut crops down there in the South, that saved the Southern economy.
They should give you a show like, what's my man name who talks about astrology? The black dude who talks
Oh,
about
Neil deGrasse Tyson.
Oh, yeah, that's
I love him.
You should do that.
Yeah, she should.
Because I watched him and Bill
Like an
Nye and
encyclopedia.
was on. Like,
Yeah.
you gotta.
I try to
because
make
we
history
know,
lit, you know?
Yeah, but that's. But.
Yeah.
Or even taking this and maybe creating your own podcast.
Or,
We got
or
some
cartoon
things
or
in
anime.
We got some
joint.
things in the works.
That'll be.
We got some
you
things
know,
in the works, but I feel like, to me, the reason that we're doing all the things, right? And I feel like God blessed me to be in the entertainment industry, to have the skill set, to do all this stuff. And I have a great partner who can help me execute it as well. So that's a blessing. Like everything is divine. Like it's all for a reason. We all here for a reason. But I do think that it is important for us to have books because remember, they banned Black people from reading for a reason, right? Because no matter what AI says, which is an algorithm based upon what's out there, right? And now they can be programmed and all. I mean, AI is programmed. So the thing about it is, it's like, we see it now. You put in certain things about President Biden, and it comes back a little sketchy. So regardless, I think it's very important that we have physical books as Black people to pass on and share stories because that's how our history was usually shared. And then that way, because what's in you, no one can take. You could erase, you could manipulate the internet, but what's in you, your stories, that lives, especially now because a lot of us don't know the stories because we weren't taught.
Yeah.
And it's also just American history. Like the book really is for everyone. It's super inspiring. It also has 25 inspirational quotes from these people. And you read one of those quotes, you'd be like, well, let me get up these first world problems.
Yeah, for sure. Let me take it back a little bit for you. When you were casted on your role as Livewire, Livewire is actually my fraternity name, 2 and 5 Beta Sigma.
Oh, wow.
Brandon named me. When I pledged Livewire, so when I, you don't know about that.
You felt the connection.
I can see
Right
that.
there, you know what I mean? Livewire.
You felt the spark.
That's my thing. Yes,
Intended.
getting that role for you, and I want to also touch base on what was it like working with the legend of JDF, who
You gonna make me cry.
passed.
Yeah,
no.
I got my green on today.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Oh man. Geez, that was a blessing from God. I have to say, I'm having a ball doing this with you guys, and I try to be present and loving talking about the book. But to be a kid who was obsessed with superheroes, I was the only girl, right? Yeah. And so, my brother and my cousins, all guys, and we would watch Power Rangers, Dragon Ball Z, all that type of stuff. Like, I'm obsessed with superheroes. And I actually got the role because just starting out, I was putting myself on LA castings, right? Yeah. Don't ever be ashamed of that. Like, people, you got to self-start. And God gonna meet you. He gonna do the rest. And so, because I think it's important that when we share things, people be like, oh, she's a superhero. She did this. Like, people, that's cool. But, let people know where you started so that they can see the way they can see themselves in your story. And so, for me, I was putting myself on the LA casting thing. I actually went out for a role to to play a lesbian on a lesbian series because I wanted to challenge myself. I feel like you get that corny, like
Just to
play
do
something
something
different.
different.
Yeah, and can I do it? I was in acting class, and during that time I was booking the most things. And afterwards, the guy Steven, shout out to Steven, he goes from Music TV. He goes, tell us a little bit about you. I started nerding out about superheroes because that's just who I am. And then he goes, he looks at me, he goes, I don't know if you'll be the best for this, but I have an idea for something for you. Do you mind if I refer you? I'm like, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Forgot about it. Completely forgot about it. So then all of a sudden, like 3 weeks goes by, I get a call from Aaron Shanky from Bat in the Sun. Shout out Bat in the Sun.
Great director.
You want to say what Bat in the Sun is real quick to explain what it is?
Bat in the Sun.
What they do?
As a production company, yes, and they're really deep and heavy in superhero. They
Like
have
deep.
They do superpower beatdowns. They film those where they take different comic book characters and pin them against each
From different
other
franchises.
in different franchises, and people vote on who they think they're
basically do
going to
Mortal
win.
Kombat on
They do
YouTube.
Mortal
Yeah, it's like real,
yeah.
but they
That's what
use
they
real
take.
martial artists.
Yep.
They take fictional characters and they put them on YouTube and they have them fight each
Yep,
other.
and they
Yeah.
shoot, and they also do series. They have
shoot
your
it. They
series,
shoot it like a movie.
another one, and they
Yeah.
have JDF's final movie coming out this year.
So
Legend of
which
the
I'm
White
also
Dragon.
in Legends of the White Dragon. So just so they asked, I got a call to do that, and so they were having an episode Wonder Woman versus Wolverine, and they wanted me to do a cameo to play Storm. I said, say less,
Yeah.
because I always have wanted to play Storm. Hi, Ryan Coogler. So I was like, yeah, and I did it, and it's so funny because people are like, why would you do that? And this is what I would say to people, like, if you want to do something in your career that makes you happy, just do it. Because when I tell you that decision paid my life, I changed my life. I don't even know if I got paid a lot. I probably didn't. It was just, I just wanted to do it.
Yeah.
So I did my little cameo, went on about my life. 3 years later, Bat in the Sun, they already have millions of followers. Now they're just like stupid
Cracking.
big. They're
Yep.
like
We was
crazy
watching them all
big.
the time, yeah. Yep.
Right? And it's great quality. And so they link with Sony, who links with Valiant Comics. And they say, because Valiant is the largest independent franchise in the world, even before Dark Horse, and the third biggest comic franchise universe after Marvel and DC. But they've been around like almost 50 years,
Yep.
but they've never got any of that live action money. So they said, let's get a piece of this pie. So Sony's like, at the time they had the licensing to do the movie. I think it's with Paramount now, and they start filming a show to kind of hype up the core audience for these films that they're doing, because there's several films of introducing the characters. But they said, we want to introduce the world and galvanize our fans around the world and get them excited.
Absolutely.
So they did a show, Ninjak versus the Valiant Universe, and it had Jason David Frank, the original Green Ranger, John Hennigan from WWE, Derek Feller from American Gods, Michael Rowe, who played Deadshot on the show Arrow.
Yep.
And basically, he goes rogue, Michael Rowe, and he starts banging on everybody. And they say, dang, this is not really interesting because he's jacking everybody up. And they're all like can either do stunts or martial arts. So they said, we need somebody else that can balance this universe. And they looked through the archives and they found Livewire, who is the single most powerful superhero in the entire franchise. And
Yeah.
she used to be a villain, but her love for children changed her to the good side, because she has Tokyo Harada's powers, who's like the biggest villain plus her own. And they called me because of my work at Storm, but I still had to audition. It was me and two other girls, and I'm coming to a close, but I think this is so important just for our community and also just for actors. I wasn't given any information, so everything I just told you, I had no idea. They're just like,
Yeah.
Aaron was like, it's gonna be fire and it's superhero shit. I was
Yeah.
like,
Right.
and then I was
say
like,
less, yeah.
and then I was like, what I'm gonna do? Because I didn't know what to do. And so apparently I didn't discover years later. I had sent a folder with Livewire stuff. Never saw it. So but it was cool though, because I was the first person that had to play this role live action. I had to like just create it. It's a lot of pressure because comic book people, they be going in like that would never happen.
Oh, absolutely.
She wouldn't do that.
She would know, and if you mess it up, they'll just hate you for life.
Yeah.
So fast forward, basically what ended up happening, I was told, shout out to Aaron, I love you, but I was told that Livewire was very hood, basically ghetto. And because she came from the project, she was an orphan. And I remember just doing it. And I was up for the show pitch. And I went straight to Dan Fogelman for producer. And they ended up making the show based off who I really was. But I switched it up when I went to my final audition because of what I was told by my agency. And I told myself I will never do that again. So God told me to do it this way. My brother helped me. Shout out my brother Nick, aka Machine. But I just said, you know what, if I don't get it, because I I do it my way, the way God told me to do it, I could deal with that. You know what I'm saying? But if I, because if this happened to me again, it's like, you just don't listen, guys. Like, you just don't listen.
I'm trying to
learn it. So I said, you know what? I think that she is a leader, but that don't define her. I think she demands respect because in spite of that. And so they want a Livewire to talk probably closer to how I actually talk a little bit. But Livewire, she talks like, hello guys, I can control your suit and I can control your nanites, and I'm very happy you're here. She's very like, I know if you watch superheroes, you know how they talk. She's very cunning. She's commanding. It's a different timbre. Honey, I got that role. They said that's why I got it, because I came with something completely different. And I think that as an actor, you have to show them something they were never even thinking of.
Absolutely. Make them see something, that they wasn't expecting.
Yeah, so when I got it, it was the joy of my life. It was Comic-Con around the world.
To Comic-Cons, fan base, they love you, and it was able to help you cultivate, your other author, and being an activist.
Yeah, and Jason David Frank, the original Green Ranger, I grew up watching him. He played Tommy. That was like everybody's favorite Power Ranger.
Yeah, it was mine.
And I also got to work with Walter Jones. The Black Ranger was my second favorite Ranger.
Big bro, love him.
But Jason, man, oh God, it's so great, y'all. Like, I literally was a kid, and that was my dream. And he was one of my heroes, and I got to work with him. And everything I've learned about Comic-Con, he was like a mentor to me. We were going to do a Comic-Con together.
He's the biggest at Comic-Con.
The biggest. He told me because he took some years off, and everybody knows him for like, just being always with the fans. Absolutely. He never said no.
Yep.
I remember he said when he first started, he couldn't pay people to stand in his line. So he said, you got to do the camera this way so it look like deeper. He gave me little hints. He taught me how to fight with nunchucks. I'm also a martial artist. My dad's the same pseudo master. And so I remember he was on tour and he's like, sent me a video to keep his word. He put some balls in the sock. He was like, you got to do like this. Like, really a man of his word. And I remember this the last thing when we were premiered at, they announced us the first time at New York Comic Con. It was my first time there. And we were all sitting on a panel. We were supposed to do 45-minute meet and greet. They put Jason on the end. Man, we was there for 9 hours. They had to bring us food. I had to take put my shoes on. Because they had to get through us to get to Jason. And that was the onset of, like, he helped me blow up my following. Yeah. Like, that's the kind of man he was. Like, he didn't do that for him. He did that to put us on.
Yep. Oh, great God. Rest in peace.
Rest in power, Jason.
Rest in peace. Yeah.
Shout out to his kids, too. Sky
and Jenna. Them homies, too. They're great. Courtney from Detroit. You knew already you were going to get into entertainment.
Came out here to...
Sure did.
You knew that right out the gate.
Straight to it. Got straight to it.
You know what I mean? To explain to people, that process, but also that it's a certain mindset you have to leave a whole city to come out to this beast of a city and pursue a craft that you're passionate about, which you're phenomenal at too, by the way.
Yeah, no, for sure. I feel like I always knew that I wanted to be in some form of entertainment. Like, I started off modeling, then I went into dancing. I wanted to dance.
Like hip hop? Ballet?
Yes, like hip hop.
Artistic? Okay.
Hip hop.
Right.
But this, I'm speaking like from a kid.
Okay.
Yeah. Then it went into music. Then it went into acting.
Oh, so music was before acting. You wanted to do music before? I didn't know.
Yes.
That. Okay.
I started rapping when I was maybe around 8 or 9.
Okay. And Queen Latifah was your...
No, my aunt was. So the first female rappers that I've ever heard were Lil Kim and my aunt.
Okay.
My aunt rapped. She was in a rap group with my dad. So I would listen to their music growing up, and it just inspired me. Like, oh, I want to rap.
Okay.
But I started rapping, and it was just kind of hard on me. Like, I got this rhyme book. I'm trying to write my raps. And I'm like, Mom, I want to be a kid. Like, this is too much pressure. Yeah. So I stopped rapping. And then as I got into middle school, high school, I got more into acting. And I knew in high school, I was like, I'm supposed to be in LA. I'm not supposed to be here. Like, I knew I was supposed to be in LA. And my plan was to go to a theater school out here. But I was in a relationship. And
so it's also
good old Detroit love.
Right. I was in a relationship, and I'm like, you know what? I'm going to just stay here.
With so many girls.
Yep. So I kind of put my dreams on hold for a bit. I ended up going to Michigan State, double majoring, advertising and theater.
Nice.
And then once I graduated, I ended up ending that relationship. But once I graduated, I said, I can't put my dreams on hold anymore.
Absolutely.
I have to go. And it's funny because I was also dating someone at that time, and they wanted me to move to Houston.
Stop being old in her story. Yeah,
They wanted
but that's a big music scene.
Houston.
Yeah,
Well, I
for
was in
sure.
acting. I was.
Oh, you
I
were
was,
acting.
I was.
If you go to Houston, there's no acting.
But it's
in
like they
Houston.
wanted you again to
Yeah,
Put your
he
stuff
like,
on
hey,
hold.
he like, come out here. I got everything set up. Like, he really wanted to build and start a future with me. He was looking at places. He like sending me to places.
Was he looking at rings?
Lock you down. Right.
I said you doing all this.
Hey, come on now. Where is the ring?
Oh.
So at that time, I'm like, I can't do this again. I'm going to LA. I have to choose myself. And I also realized, like, coming from an environment like Detroit, it's like crabs in a bucket.
Absolutely.
It's no way for me to elevate here, because at the time, Detroit has a big music had at that time. But
We've always had a sector of the city that was like into the music deep.
exactly.
Yeah,
But as far as like acting, I knew that was my passion, and it wasn't anything there for me.
It wasn't.
To elevate and take me to that next level. So I'm like, I got to get to LA. So I came to LA. And it's funny because I met up with you guys through my cousin who went to Western Michigan.
Shout out Western.
And
the best college.
And I remember when I had came over and we shot our first skit, and you guys were like, damn, like, what you on?
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, I'm trying to win an Oscar.
Yeah. Yeah. Because everybody else.
Every
offense.
opportunity.
Yeah.
I will say in the skit world, especially like we was early on in the skit world.
Hell yeah, we was
Became
early.
like
A thing.
thing to do.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't the popular thing to do when you first started doing skits, and like not everybody took it as serious
Or
as
understood
you
it.
do.
Yeah.
Right, or understood that like this is practice for the real thing,
Yeah.
like
For
the
sure.
bigger thing. And so yeah, I just wanted to just commend you because you came out here and was like really got to the skits a lot.
Right to it. You got right to it when you got right here.
Like no shade or whatever, but like a lot of the girls that were just in it just to be cute, and you weren't in it just to be cute. That was just like
How cool.
It was definitely.
see now.
That's right.
Now you try to take it. But I'm just saying like that.
No, they were
Yeah.
because it was a
Yeah.
lot of I want to show my breast, I
It
want
was
to show my
trendy.
butt, I
Yeah.
want to get a moment. And my thing is like,
Who's doing
no,
that?
I'm coming in here,
And that's cool
and
too,
I'm
but you
acting.
also brought the
Yeah,
acting
that's
to the
cool.
skit.
Yeah.
If that's
you brought
what
the,
you
you
wanna
brought the
do,
chops.
yeah.
And so like when you're even like writing a skit, if I'm writing it for a certain character, like I know I could call Courtney who's gonna actually bring me the drama that
And
I
that's
need.
how it happens when you
know
come
what
with
I'm saying?
it.
Yep.
Yeah, so
Right. So
go ahead.
shortly after that, and it's funny because even with the skit thing, I didn't move out here intentionally like, I'm about to get in some skits.
Right. Absolutely.
I was actually talking to a friend that I was introduced to. His name is Mike Moss. Shout out to him. He was working at BET at the time. And he told me like, hey, you need to get your name out here. You need to brand yourself. I suggest you start doing skits. And I'm so hungry at the time because I was doing background. When I tell y'all I had alerts on my phone. And when you sign up for like background and stuff like that, they'll alert you every day, but you have to be like the first person to click or accept it or something, because they're only accepting a certain amount of people.
Okay.
And you got to think it's like hundreds and thousands of people.
Everybody trying to get on that
that's
set
trying to
with
get,
that bag, yeah.
and they only paying what, like $70
Like Central
but
Park.
people trying to get their money.
Yeah.
So I'm hustling, like I'm signed up on them apps every day. I'm in the audience.
Yeah.
I'm doing this, I'm doing that. Like I'm grinding. And when my friend, he's like, you need to do this. I'm like, you ain't got to tell me twice. Like I'm on it. Started doing that. That kind of blew up.
Sure did. Came one of the biggest.
Wasn't really prepared for that because for me, I never really cared about social media. I never been the type of chick that was like, oh, I got this many followers. Ew.
Oh yeah.
I never cared about stuff like that. So once that took off, I'm like, okay, now I have to put more focus into this because now I'm building an audience off of this. So it kind of had me abandon acting a
Your
little.
original goal.
My original
Because it's a thing in
plan.
and of itself.
Exactly. So I'm not really going to classes like I should because I'm shooting skits every day.
lot.
Or you see what I'm saying? Like my focus is more on that because I see that's kind of taking off for me. But I kept going back to acting. It's funny because I'm always going back to acting, and I think it's God pulling me like.
And it calls you.
Come on now.
But that's
Come
your
on,
passion, it calls you.
Yeah, so even with the music, you know, because music was something that I did as a kid, and my dad died, and my aunt, she wanted to be a rapper and things like that. And me doing that, it was kind of like living out my childhood, but also paying homage to my family. But even like kind of to piggyback off of what you were saying, whenever I do something, I'm going to do it 100%. I'm going to put my best foot forward out there. So when I started doing music, you know, God is like, okay, that's what you want to do. Go ahead. Go do it.
You sound just like that, too.
Go over there, girl.
Go do your
That's how
thing.
it goes.
Do your thing. Yeah.
And then I'm like, yeah, I'm doing it. Like, I'm going to go crazy. And then it's like, once you get in it and you like, okay, is this the industry I want to be a part of? Are these the things I want to do? You start seeing different things. And for me, I love music. I love creating music. I love doing it. But again, it's like I was being pulled right back to acting.
So acting is the end all to be all for you.
For sure.
You know that's where you're supposed to be more than anything.
For sure. So
How do people, and the same with you, Ciera, too, because, you know, you get pulled, you know, even a little bit from acting into doing activism and all that. How do you know, or how do you sense as an individual, you know, that calling for something else? How do you, because it's hard, everybody can't hear God talking to them. So how do you feel that?
Answer, because I want to hear the rest of Courtney's story. But I'll just say that for me, my passion facilitates the purpose. So I had to come to an understanding with that with God. Because there was times when people pissed me off, you know, in the industry. You know, I had people like, you know, with great power, you know, Spider-Man, but also the Bible, you know, with great power comes great responsibility. So there were people who, as much as I was getting like exalted, like, oh, because remember, there was no Black Panther, there was no one, you're the first Black female, like, all this type of things. Like, there's also a lot of hate that comes with that, and a lot of resentment and a lot of patriarchy. Like, I had some, you know, all my co-stars are great, we're close, but you have all these well-known macho men who are white, and you have this lesser known Black actress, and I'm the leader of the entire, not even the show, but the franchise, like,
whole universe,
you know. So I had people like not wanting to take certain, I've dealt with this over and over because of the kind of roles I tend to play, because I do a lot of action. So I'm like a military boss, and so I was Marines and all these different stuff, and like we train with the SWAT, and people don't want to take direction from you. I'm like, you know, we acting, right? You know, we don't really have powers, right?
Yeah.
So, you know, for me, I still have to say I've always, like yourself, came back to acting because that's a gift from God. That's the vessel that, you know, what I have found is that the more I focus on impact, I got to be honest with you, the acting opportunities come. I done had tons of managers and agents, but 9 times out of 10, I went out for tons of stuff. I got pinned for stuff. The Tyler Perry stuff, I had the same stuff. But when I focused on making some kind of impact, I was out there leading my people for George Floyd. You know, a company, a production company in China said, we heard about you, call my manager at the time, offer me a role, like to audition for it. So I think that for me personally, my passion, which is acting, facilitates the purpose. So they go hand in hand.
Okay.
The higher up I get with my platform, the more impact I can make.
And for Courtney, what was it for you? Like, what is it for you that pulls you away from music back to acting?
And I have a quick question for you too. Was the business of music different than what you expected? Is it different?
That is what it sounded like.
And is it different than the business of acting?
I think that it's just a mix of a lot of different things. I feel like within the music industry, to me, I feel like it's a lot more demonic.
I feel that. I always say I don't know if I could do it.
Yeah, and then I also feel like the way I create music and want to do things, I have like an alter ego. And that alter ego may be a little bit too much.
Okay. Yeah.
For the demonic
No. I'm
For the
just saying,
people.
like, just for the people,
For the people.
because
It's hard for. Well, I'll let you.
for me, I realized, like, as a woman in this industry, we can get sexualized a lot with certain things. And of course, you know, you can do music in a way where you're not sexualized, but it's kind of hard. It's very challenging. So that was something that I was kind of sitting with. Like, I love doing this. I love creating music, but I'm going to get sexualized. And am I comfortable with that?
Yeah.
You know, like, how do I feel? Does that align with where I want to be?
But you thinking also too, because I'm an actor too in the back of my head.
Yeah,
You
so
know,
it's just,
Actresses get sexualized too.
and then I also feel
especially
like
depending on the role.
people box you in with different things as well. And I'm the type of person, like, I can do a lot of different things. I don't like to be boxed in.
Yeah.
So I was also thinking about that, like, okay, you know, if I'm doing this, now people are boxing me in, like, oh, you do music now.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, I do everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do what I want to do.
Yeah.
I'm a creator. You know, so you don't try to limit me to your expectations just because you can only do one thing. And I think people have to understand, being in the entertainment industry and being someone who creates content or whatever the case may be, we're putting everything on the forefront for the world to see and judge.
Absolutely.
I'm not a nurse, you know, so if let's say, as opposed to if I have a career as a nurse and I'm taking a test and I failed this test 3 times, the world isn't going to know that.
Yeah.
As opposed
Right.
to me putting out this movie
Putting
and
everything
maybe
out there
the
for the
movie
world.
didn't do that well,
Yeah.
and now you see it as a failure. Oh, she tried to do that, and
People don't want to let
now
you forget.
exactly.
Yeah.
But that's something that comes with it because that's what we chose to do. But people just got to understand, like, you got to give us. I know this is probably like just so off.
No,
It's all over the place.
This is what people need to hear. though.
Absolutely.
But you have to give us grace because we actually have the courage to put ourselves out there.
Yeah.
You know, like, we're actually doing the work and living fearless and being able to look stupid. What they say, like, you gonna look crazy 100 times before.
Yeah. Before you look like a genius.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But you know why they do that? Because it's actually something that they admire secretly. You know, when I was a basketball player, my mom, people would say stuff, oh, you did this, you did that. My mom says, "Here, why do you care? Those people are in the stands, you're on the court."
Yeah.
Exactly. It's just
They're here to watch you.
I will say, Courtney, about your music, like, you as a creator that you are, put way more like passion into your music videos than I don't see a lot of, like, especially independent artists put that much creativity into the music videos or that much art into the music videos.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh shit. I watched your video, I'm like, damn, she went out and made a dope ass video, and not a lot of artists do that. They just shoot like whatever guerrilla style in the alley or whatever.
Damn, man.
I think it's because, just again, for me, like, whenever I do something, I want to do it 100%, and I want to use all my resources, and I don't want to do it and it's like, whatever, like, oh damn, she's really doing it. You see what I'm saying? Like, I want people. And another thing is like, you're going to take me serious because I was doing skits and it's comedy and people are kind of labeling me as this comedian, like, oh, she does comedy, she says she does this. And being labeled in the comedy realm and you try to jump out and do something serious, sometimes it can be laughable because people aren't used to seeing you in that element. So for me, when I jumped into music, it's like, okay, Courtney, we gotta do this.
Yeah. No,
Like, we gotta do
Gotta
it.
do it full 100%. Yeah.
We gotta,
But also, why do it? Why do it if you're not gonna do it well?
Exactly.
Honestly, I think people don't realize you'll get a lot of opportunities because everybody is so lackluster now, especially because of social media stuff. Like, if you're just like really efforting to do it well, don't you feel like it opens doors for you? Like you
People
said,
to
you
pay
saw she
attention.
was really doing it. She said, "Oh, let me write a bigger part for her." Like, you know.
Exactly. So now I feel like I've put a lot of, I know for me, when I focus and lock in on something, it's going to be great.
Yeah.
I just feel like I haven't had the time to really lock in on acting. if that makes sense.
You got to get back to
I've
it.
locked in the social media world. I've locked in with the music thing, but I haven't given myself the time to really lock in on acting. And this year, I have a bunch of projects that's lined up that I'm
Nice.
doing.
I saw you on Sisters on BET,
Yes, and
which
then
Jamal directed, and I saw you on Lipstick, which my homie Kim
Yes.
directed.
yes.
And so yeah, and that's doing well in festivals right now. I saw.
Yes. And then I'm also in a project called Harvested 3. It's
Okay.
actually a horror film.
Hey, all right.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's on Roku. If you have Roku TV, guys,
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay. Good. Download that.
download the Culture Forward app on there and you'll be able to see that.
Nice.
But
Nice.
It is hard to focus on anything else. That's another reason I'm very intentional when I do act to choose to do that, because if you're really doing it from like a real place, it's all encompassing.
Yes.
You're auditioning, you're training,
Absolutely.
yes.
Okay, now let me shift gears real quick before we get up out of here.
Take us out.
Okay. Real quick,
Okay,
I want to do.
You all crumpled up.
That's,
Now that I know Courtney a little better, she like, you need to do that better.
that's crazy right there. Okay, this is what we have.
Because I have that I'm gonna
Yeah.
come in and be like boop boop boop. I'm gonna get you
Damn.
together, but it's all out of
I love
love
it.
because
No,
I
I
want
love
you
it.
to be the best.
And also
Whatever
because
you're
it's
doing.
so nice, everything.
Yeah.
We going to heroic headliners real quick here. We're superhero fans.
All right.
Pick your top 5 comic book characters. It could be heroes, villains, just a character in the story, whatever, that you cast in a show, and what kind of show would it be?
Oh, I got you. Storm, Deadpool, Black Panther, Thanos, and Wolverine.
Oh wow.
And what kind of show would that be? Give
You
it to me
got
again.
it
Storm,
already.
Deadpool, Thanos,
Black Panther.
Black Panther, Wolverine.
Wolverine. But those are also just like some of my favorite characters. Like I feel like those are iconic
What
characters.
kind of genre would that be? What kind of show? Do you have that broken?
I want to say action, but you know,
Okay.
I mean, I probably want to see people fight. I ain't gonna hold you.
Touche. Touche. What do you have here, Courtney? Take
I'm
your time.
gonna go with Catwoman, Storm, Joker, and
You making love and hip hop.
I know. I said I want to watch Courtney's show. It's gonna be lit. I don't know what's gonna happen, but it's gonna be lit.
we're gonna throw Batman in there,
Okay.
and then we're gonna
Gotta have a billionaire.
right, and then we're gonna throw in
What you thinking?
That fifth one is always hard because there's so many.
we're gonna throw in Wolverine.
Okay. What kind of show is this? Give me the genre.
This is gonna be a action-packed drama thriller.
Oh, I
Action-packed
figured.
thriller.
I
Okay.
like it.
All right. And Catwoman is your lead.
Yes.
Okay. All right. B, you got somebody?
It's like-
What kind of show? I don't know, but if I had to pick the characters, I'm gonna make. You know what? I'm gonna make. What did Issa Rae just do with SZA and Kiki? That's what I'm.
Okay.
We gonna make that. Okay. We gonna have Storm and Catwoman.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. That's SZA and Kiki.
Okay.
Okay. And then we're gonna throw in Deadpool.
Mm-hmm.
'Cause we need some more humor. And we'll go with let's go with the Joker.
Okay.
The Joker
Cat
is gonna
Williams.
be the guy with the gun.
The what?
Remember he
Which
came
one?
in
Yeah.
The guy with the gun.
at the
Okay.
end, who's like,
Mhm.
"Where my?"
Oh yeah, 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 yeah.
Okay.
Shoes, the jump
Yeah.
shoes.
Yep. Yep. Uh huh.
We'll have Joker. We'll have T'Challa.
Okay.
Bombay.
Yeah.
And I need one more. And I'll
Yep.
go. No, I had
That's fine.
T'Challa, Deadpool, and Catwoman and
Yeah,
Storm.
that's fine.
Okay.
Yes.
Mine would be Deadpool, Lucifer,
Okay.
Loki,
Oh
Mystique,
no.
and I had this, and Green Lantern, and we are remaking Punk'd
Oh wow.
prank show.
Okay.
Okay.
Mystique
I like
Mystique can turn into anybody. Loki can do a bunch of different kind of shit.
I
turn
feel like
anybody.
Mystique would be the
Lucifer
one
with
to be.
magic. Deadpool is a wild card, so you never know what he might do. And Green Lantern can make a bunch of different constructs. We got $1 million idea there, baby. That's a phenomenal show. Ciera, take us out. Let us know what you got coming up, where people can find you.
Okay, can we just acknowledge real quick that we're living in a real life Marvel movie because we have a whole. I don't know if you're gonna go there. I'm just saying. I think about Elon Musk and he holds a special place in my heart as far as like Marvel super villains. Yeah,
that makes sense.
Like
People-
it's real
people say that.
life. Like
People say that often.
Yeah, you know. So first of all, thank you for having me. It's
Oh,
so
thank
nice
you
to
for
meet you.
coming.
I'm so proud of everything you're doing. I cannot wait to watch one of your videos and all the things that you're doing, gonna continue to do. And KP, thank you for always looking out, supporting. And I do remember, I tried to do a scale. I as well tried to do a scale. I was like,
Yeah, you were great.
You know what? I feel like I needed like some more Courtney's on my side. So I was really out there trying to act. And I feel like people was like, man.
No, you're great. She's great.
I was like, all the world to stay.
Yeah.
It was like, no ma'am. This is a skit. All right. So you guys can follow me at Ciera Foster Official on Instagram. I'm also on the last election super show episode of Jubilee. I also debated Ben Shapiro, but Jubilee is on Tubilee. Go check it out. We got millions of views with that. My book, The Super Marvelous World of Black Inventors, is available at Barnes & Noble, so please support, and also on Amazon. And I have some other things in the works. You could watch me in my role as Queen Latifah in a hip-hop story at hiphopstory.com. And yeah, I got some other things cooking, so just give me a follow, and you'll see what we got going. Some very exciting projects that are coming out, so in the next 30 days.
Nice. Courtney, let them know where they can find you. What's coming up?
Hey guys, you can find me on all social media platforms at Courtney Elise. No you in that Courtney.
That's crazy.
And then you can also find my music under Spree the Artist on YouTube or Apple Music, Spotify. All that. Just finished up a couple projects. I have a project coming out called Pray by Night with Algie Smith and Janelle Young.
Nice. Shout out Algie. That's
You
cool.
can also watch Sisters, that's on BET. I'm playing across from Lil Mama.
Oh my gosh. That's what I
Yeah.
played across in the movie.
Oh, really?
She played MC Light. I played
Look at
Quincy.
that.
I
Oh
love her.
yeah, she's
She's super cool.
Yes,
and
she
a
is.
bomb actress.
yes.
She don't get her credit.
She do her thing. She do her thing. And I have a couple projects in the works right now, so just stay tuned.
Nice. Thank y'all for coming. Be more. You already know.
I
Let
am
them know.
Be More on everything. Follow me on everything. I am Be More. And check out our film Suckers on Prime.
Yeah.
And all our other films that are on Tubi. Just type in my name or type in KP's name and you'll find all
They
our
will
films.
pop up. Okay. This has been Movies and Models. Thank y'all. Subscribe, like, comment. Go watch.